Hello. Yes, I've got absolutely no idea what's going on with my hair. You're just gonna have to deal with it. So, the finale of season 11 of Formula E is very close, very soon approaching, and it'll be held down in London at the Excel Centre. Myself and my partner have luckily been selected to marshal it. We have marshalled it before. Here is my track tabard and paddock staff pass, along with the little wristband that got me into the campsite. But it's not cheap going to any international event, and I thought for anyone who's maybe considering coming to Formula E as a marshal in 2026, a rough idea of pricing. So to start off, seeing as I was literally just looking at this, the train from where I am up in Scotland, down a direct train from Scotland to London's King's Cross for two people is a return ticket. For two people is going to be £324. And yes, it is probably cheaper if you were to book a train with maybe changes or do split saves and such. But to be honest, when you're carrying two suitcases, two camping chairs, two umbrellas, and two backpacks, it's better, in our opinion. We just cannot be bothered with putting stuff onto one train to then just take off, put it on another, take off to put it on another. So that's why we personally just chose the direct train, because once our stuff is on, we don't need to worry about it for like 6 hours. So that's personally why we chose the direct, because we've got so much stuff. Obviously, if you want to go the cheaper route, you can get journeys with changes, you can get split tickets, things like that. But for us personally, it's just we couldn't be bothered with all that. Especially, not necessarily on the way down, but especially on the way back up after you've done a full weekend. In fact, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, marshalling. On the Monday, you just want to get on that train, shove your stuff down, and fall asleep. Just in case anyone was doubting me, here is direct from LNER's website. So the way we did it when we got to London's King's Cross, is we took a taxi from King's Cross all the way to the Excel Centre, which is probably a mistake, but the taxi didn't actually cost, I can't even remember how much it cost because I think we took an Uber, but for a rough estimate, I'm on the TfL, Transport for London's website, and the typical fare for a journey that's 6 miles. And now London King's Cross to the Excel Centre is 10 miles, but average for 6 miles is £32 to £41. And that's Monday to Friday, 5 AM to 8 o'clock at night. Looking at the tube, or the underground, I'm looking at their single fare finder on the TfL's website. Contactless does cost £3.80 it's Monday to Friday from 6:30 to 9:30 in the morning, and then from 4 till 7 o'clock at night. Off peak is all other times, and it is £3.10. But you can also pay in cash, and that would be £7. That is just your single fare that's your one single rail journey. So I would, for King's Cross to Custom House, you would go from King's Cross St Pancras to Bank, which that's one journey, and then from Bank to the DLR, which DLR which is Beckton to DLR towards Custom House. That's two journeys. So that would be £6.20 already from King's Cross to the Excel Centre. Okay. Then that's you at the Excel Centre. You can pick up your accreditation, which is your paddock, your paddock pass, and from there you go from the Excel Centre to Beckton on the tube, which again, as I said, it is £3.10. So that's another journey. Unless you're at peak time, then it's £3.80. Okay. So, now you're at the campsite, you've got yourself all set up. And you go to sleep. On the Friday, you wake up early to get to where you need to be for the chief's briefing, or clerk of the course briefing. You'll be paying that £3.80 for one journey from Beckton to the Excel Centre, Custom House Excel Centre. Then you'll get a whole load of training. Friday is really just for training and free practice sessions and such. Well, actually, no, if I remember correctly, Friday was just all like practice sessions, or like practice sessions for marshals. So, like recovering a vehicle, working out whether a vehicle is safe for you to touch, because electric, and what to do if a car stops at your post and it's either a green car, which means you can touch it, you can push it to where it needs to be, or it's a red or a hot car, which means you cannot touch it. And then once the day is done, you would then go back to the campsite, which again is another £3.80. Then Saturday, same thing. Either £3.10 or £3.80 depending on when you go and when you need to be on post, to then get there for the first free practice sessions, qualifying, and then the race. You do have time in between all those to go or at least last year we had time to go and get some food, and XL prices are extraordinarily expensive. I think I paid like a tenner for a burger once. So again, this isn't bringing into account, food costs, because I did not make a note of them. I could look back in my bank account, but that's just depressing. But I would say about over the weekend, if you haven't gone to the local Tesco's or Asda, I think it's Asda, you'll be looking at spending about £200-300 on food and drink in the Excel Centre. So Saturday, again, £3.80 or £3.10 depending on when you need to be there. Or sorry, £3.80, £3.10 back to the campsite. You then you'll realise, oh, there's a Asda nearby, and you fill up. That's where you get everything. Sunday arrives, and again, it's £3.80 to get there, and it all happens again. Free practice 1, free practice 2, qualifying race, and then it's £3.80 or £3.10 to get back to the campsite. Then Monday rolls around and it's again £3.80 £6.20 to get you to London's King's Cross, and then on the train home. So here is the total of how much it costs, not including food and drink, to attend the London E-Prix if you're staying at the campsite. I will continue this in the next video because I've got a little bit more to talk about. Also, I've just done a little bit of Googling. So when you pay as you go, you will touch your card on a yellow reader at the start or the end of the journey, and sometimes it can cost less or more depending. But yeah, that's the tube.